Right now, there's an IV drip plugged into your bank account that you don't remember agreeing to. Not a dramatic leak. Not the kind of thing that shows up on your statement with a red flag next to it. The kind that runs silently in the background on a Tuesday while you're making coffee, quietly emptying something you never thought to check. And the strangest part, your brain was supposed to protect you from this. It had a system, a very specific, very effective system. And somewhere in the last 20 years, that system got surgically removed without your consent. You know that feeling at the end of the month when you check your balance and it's lower than it should be? Not catastrophically lower, just confusingly lower. Like the math doesn't quite add up, even though you didn't do anything dramatic. No vacation, no big purchase, no obvious mistake you can point to. That feeling has a name, and it's not carelessness. It's not a discipline problem. It's what happens when your financial nervous system gets anesthetized, one frictionless payment at a time. Here's the thing nobody in personal finance has the guts to say out loud. Your brain came with a built-in spending alarm, an actual neurological signal that fires when you exchange a resource. And for the past 2 decades, an entire industry has spent billions of dollars figuring out exactly how to turn that alarm off, quietly, completely, permanently, so your money can leave without you ever feeling it go. Once you understand how that removal works precisely, mechanically, you can do something almost no one thinks to do. You can run the whole system backwards. Same mechanism, opposite direction, building wealth with the exact same process that was designed to drain it. But here's what makes this urgent. Every month you don't understand this, the invisible drain keeps running. Not as a vague future consequence. As a specific number, $133 per month on average. We'll get to that. Your brain was built for cash. Specifically, it was built to experience the physical transfer of money as something close to pain. This isn't metaphor. Researchers at Carnegie Mellon scanned participants' brains during purchases and found that when payment feels real and immediate, the insula, a region associated with physical discomfort, activates. Your brain processes losing money the same neural pathway it processes losing something that hurts. That response is not a flaw. That's the system working exactly as intended. It creates hesitation. A half-second pause before you hand over a 20 that forces the question, do I actually want this enough to feel this? Cash payments were supposed to hurt, because that pain was protecting you. Now watch what happens when you remove it. Credit cards were the first incision. The physical act of exchanging money disappears. The discomfort gets deferred, not to next week, but to a number on a statement you'll probably skim while watching something else. The pain sensor fires too late to change the decision. Tap to pay made it faster. The transaction ends before your brain even finishes loading the signal. Buy now, pay later split the cost into 4 pieces so small that each individual payment felt trivial, even though 4 trivial pieces of the same amount still total the same amount. Your brain did the math wrong on purpose. That's what it was designed to do. And then came subscriptions, which were the masterpiece. Because a subscription doesn't just dampen the pain of paying, it eliminates the awareness of paying entirely. The charge doesn't feel like a decision. It doesn't feel like anything. It happens somewhere in the background, automatically, silently, and your brain files it under things that just exist and stops auditing it completely. Behavioral economists have a name for this: payment depreciation. The psychological cost of a purchase fades over time. When you subscribe to something, the pain registers once at sign-up. After that, your brain reclassifies it as a fixed operating expense and stops questioning it, stops noticing it, stops feeling it leave. This wasn't discovered accidentally. The companies building these systems funded research specifically to locate your financial pain sensors and study how to deactivate them, one payment method at a time. The result: the average American estimates they spend about $86 a month on subscriptions. The actual average, when people itemize every charge, $219. That $133 gap is not stupidity. It's not laziness. That's payment depreciation running exactly as engineered. Now here's the part that changes everything. Payment depreciation works in both directions. The same mechanism that makes your brain stop feeling subscription charges, the same neurological adaptation, can make your brain stop feeling automatic savings transfers. Think about what happens when you try to save manually. You look at your balance, you decide on an amount, you initiate the transfer. Your brain registers it as a loss clearly, immediately, every single month. The pain sensor fires. You feel the cost. You second-guess the number. Sometimes you reduce it. Sometimes you skip it entirely. But when that savings transfer runs automatically, triggered the day after payday, before your brain ever registers the money as available, something different happens. Your brain doesn't experience the transfer as a loss because it never counted that money as yours to spend. It adapts to the new baseline. It recalibrates what I have around the lower number. Within 6 to 8 weeks, the money is gone the same way the subscription charges are gone. Invisibly, painlessly, completely below the threshold of discomfort. The IV drip gets pointed in the opposite direction. But here's the catch, and this is where most people get stuck. Knowing about payment depreciation doesn't protect you from it. Understanding that your brain can't feel digital payments doesn't suddenly make it feel them. The glitch doesn't care that you've read the manual. It's not cognitive, it's neurological. And neurological patterns don't respond to awareness or intention. They respond to friction. What removed your protection was the strategic removal of friction. What restores it is adding friction back, precisely, surgically, at exactly the points where the invisible drain happens. This is what the research on unconscious spending habits consistently confirms. It's not that people who manage money well have more willpower. It's that they've built systems where spending requires more steps and saving requires fewer. They've re-engineered the friction deliberately. Here's what that looks like in practice. 2 moves, less than 20 minutes total. Move 1, add friction to the drain. Remove stored payment information from every non-essential app on your phone. Turn off one-tap purchasing. If you use a physical wallet, put a small index card in it with the number of what you've already spent this week. Approximate is fine. You don't need precision. You just need the pain sensor to get a partial signal before the transaction completes. That card will do more for your monthly spending than most budgeting apps, because budgeting apps live in the same frictionless digital environment as the problem. They remove friction from tracking, which doesn't fix the friction problem. It just adds a dashboard to the leak. Move 2, reverse the mechanism. Open a savings account at a different bank than your checking account. Different login. Slightly more friction to access, that's intentional. Set up an automatic transfer for the day after payday. Make the amount feel almost uncomfortably large, not comfortably large. Almost. Then leave the auto pay on. Don't renegotiate it with yourself every month. Don't make it a recurring decision. The moment it becomes a decision, the pain sensor engages, and you're negotiating against a system that's been optimized to win that negotiation. Within 6 to 8 weeks, your brain adapts. The lower checking balance becomes normal. The savings accumulate silently, the exact same way the subscriptions drain silently, except now the mechanism is running for you. The gap between people who end the month confused about where their money went and people who end the month ahead isn't income. It isn't intelligence. It isn't discipline. It's who controls the friction in their financial life. Right now, the companies with the smoothest apps and the most sophisticated retention engineers control it. They have spent decades optimizing the removal of every hesitation between your impulse and your money. Flip two settings and you take that control back. Same system, same psychology, opposite result. There's one more thing worth sitting with. Once your automatic savings transfer runs for 3 months without you touching it, you've done something most financial advice completely skips. You've changed what your brain considers normal. And that recalibration doesn't stay contained to your savings account. The brain that stops noticing a $250 automatic transfer starts noticing when a $14 monthly charge appears for something you haven't opened in 6 months. The sensitivity comes back, but now it's pointed at the drain instead of the safety net. That's not a mindset shift. That's payment depreciation running in your favor for the first time. The IV drip is still there. You just get to choose which direction it flows.